President Trump and the First Lady taking some heat on social media for not reciting the Apostles' Creed during George H.W. Bush's funeral.
On the third day, he rose again. He ascended into heaven and is seated at the right hand of the Father.
Twitter pounced in a number of ways. One of the many ones that we came across with regard to this said this is shameful for a Christian who refuses to say the Apostles' Creed. I told you he's playing like he's a Christian to get Christians out to support him. Shameful, but don't fool me, won't get my support, wrote Larry Tillman as just one example. There's several of them that we spotted when we looked at all these. My next guest says that comments like those are exactly why he quit the social media platform, which he calls a breeding ground for thoughtlessness and contempt. Here now, Glenn Harlan Reynolds. He's a law professor at the University of Tennessee. Welcome, sir, this evening. So what's your take on this? I mean, obviously, folks jumped all over him, and as I said, this is exactly why you feel that it's not a positive for the country.
Yeah, well, first of all, I have to say, people told me that if Trump were elected president, we'd see people shamed for not praying in public, and they were right. And in fact, it's even Trump.
There you go.
I'm happy to say I missed most of this because I wasn't on Twitter, which is where it mostly took place, and that's what Twitter's mostly good for, is mass shaming of somebody who offends a few people who are able to get a bunch of other people excited about it too. And for 24 hours or so, it's a big deal, and then 24 hours later, usually nobody remembers it.
Yeah, well, the president likes to use it a lot.
He does.
So, I mean, it's fair game if you're going to put yourself out there often that you're going to be in the arena, so to speak, and get the backlash that comes with it?
Well, he's fair game. He's the president. He's fair game for everybody. The pattern on Twitter, going all the way back to a woman named Justine Sacco a number of years ago, has been people who aren't big and famous and important being attacked by Twitter mobs. She put up sort of a joke about AIDS stereotypes in Africa, got on a plane, and by the time she landed in Africa, she'd lost her job and she'd had millions of people tell her she was the worst thing ever. Has Justine landed was the hashtag they used for that. And since then, we've seen a lot of that sort of thing. And it's often somebody who is basically a nobody who is attacked by the Twitter mob, because that's really what Twitter's good at. Twitter with the hashtag and the retweets and the short, informationless format is primarily a tool for getting people angry and letting them focus their anger on a particular target till they get bored and move on. That's just how it tends to work.
Well, I know you had your own run-in, but we're out of time. Glenn Harlan Reynolds, thank you for being with us tonight with your thoughts. Thank you, sir. So tonight's quote of the night is a diary passage from